Hi there guys, I'm Chris Bowden, and you're not. Welcome to the Geek Group, where we are here once again in our beautiful bunker studio, where we're going to answer something that I've gotten a lot of email about. Like every third person in America pretty much has written in about this one, about this little thing, because this is changing the world. I know it changed mine. Now, the company I'm going to talk about is not a sponsor, but they should be. This is an electronic cigarette. Now, I was a smoker forever. I started smoking when I was 14, which is a really patently stupid thing to do. And it was the one thing I couldn't beat. You know, I don't drink, I don't get high, I don't do any of that. I gave up Pepsi, which was like, oh my God, I was addicted to Pepsi. I gave up pop, all kinds of stuff. I am very good at self-discipline. But cigarettes were the one thing I couldn't beat. I got this May 15th this year, and the day this arrived in the mail was the last day I smoked a real cigarette. I haven't bought a pack since. I haven't smoked any. In fact, I still have a pack in the freezer that I had like when I got this, and I've never opened it. I just keep it in there. That's my good luck charm. But there's still a pack of cigarettes in the freezer that I've never touched. But yeah, this is absolutely the best money I've ever spent. Now, I'm not endorsing this company because they're a sponsor or anything like that. Absolutely do what works for you. But I wanted to talk about this because this is what I know. This is what worked for me, and it helped me beat the demon cigarette. And if I can help one other person out there quit smoking, then I've done a good thing, and that's why I'm doing this. So I want to take a minute and talk about the technology of electronic cigarettes, how they work, what they are, and all the basics that you need to know. So yeah, this video is probably the only video on smoking in the world ever specifically from somebody who deals a lot with high school and college kids, because I grew up around it. My dad was a smoker, his dad was a smoker, rah, rah, rah. There's a lot of kids out there that are smoking, and if I can help you guys quit, then that's what I want to do, because it's an expensive habit, it's a stupid habit, and if you're going to spend that much smoking something, I mean, cigarettes don't even get you high, so come on. Yeah. But let's take a look at what they are. Now, this is the E-cig itself. Here, give you a look. That's it. That's the whole thing. And it's pretty much exactly the same size as a regular cigarette. And here is the pack, which is called a PCC or a VCC or whatever, depends on who you ask. So we're going to talk about the basic technology here, what they are and how they work. All right. Now, scientifically, all a cigarette is a delivery system to get nicotine into your bloodstream. That's it. That's what it all breaks down to. Well, the problem is with a cigarette, you want the nicotine, but there's like 4,000 other chemicals that you really don't want. And those are the things that, you know, give you cancer and bad breath and make body parts fall off and give us peace without honor in Vietnam. So what this is it's the same thing as a smoke machine in a nightclub. We've got smoke machines that we use for stuff on the set and for a couple of our demos, lasers and stuff. And it's the exact same thing. It's a power supply, an atomizer, and fog juice. Only here they give it a different name. So let's take it apart and look at how they work. Also, I got an extra battery specifically so that we can take one apart. So this is a good working battery that I'm going to gut and just to get a look inside, because it's the only part that you can't really see inside on these. So we'll take it all apart and see how it works. Now here's the whole assembled thing, and it looks and works just pretty much exactly like a cigarette. The biggest thing that I had to get used to when I first started smoking these was the weight. They're heavier than a cigarette. So if you're used to hanging one like in your mouth, it won't work the same, because a regular cigarette's a lot lighter than these because there's a big battery right on the end. But technology will get better and these will get lighter and I will be happier. So to take it apart, you have the main component of it is the battery. That's this part. Here, we'll get that right out of there. So that's the battery. Well, the battery has a light on one end, the case, and a threaded socket on the other end, and there's two connections. There's the center connection and the ground out here. Now the battery connects into the atomizer, and I need to steal the battery for a second. Pop that off. All right. Now here's the middle piece. Now this is the part that does all the work. This is the addy, or atomizer. And all it is a wick here. I'll get my pointy thing. Pointy thing of science! All right. So that's the wick right there. And it's basically like really tightly compressed steel wool. It's like a metal sponge. And then there's the casing of the addy. And down in here is a little coil. And then there's the thread fitting on the end here, which is the electrical contacts. There's the positive feed there, the hot, and then the ground or negative feed out here. And the way it works is in the battery is some electronics. There's actually a pressure switch in here, and we're going to try and dig down into one. And when the battery gets a negative pressure, because you basically suck on this, and you suck air, most of the air that you get comes through the side holes here, but a little bit of the air comes through the end hole, and that end hole creates a negative pressure here, and that closes a switch in the battery, and it turns the power on, which is why you can prove this, because if I take just the battery, there's nothing there, and if I put the battery in my mouth and suck on it, the light comes on, see? So it knows. Now, the addy screws into the battery, and when you put the cartridge on the end, here's a cartridge. Now, down inside the cartridge, we'll take one out so you can see it, but down inside the cartridge is a little container with a sponge in it, it's polyfill, that contains a couple drops of the fog juice, the E-juice or E-cig juice or fluid or whatever they're calling it this week. It has different names depending on where you go. And that gets absorbed up the wick into the addy. Down inside the addy is a little heating element, just a little coil, probably tungsten or something, or nichrome wire. And when you suck on it, the switch closes, the coil heats up, and the fluid that's touching the coil gets vaporized. And it creates a vapor, which is pretty much water vapor, that has a little bit of nicotine in it and some flavoring. And the flavoring can be anything under the sun. This stuff comes in a million different flavors. There are websites with over 100 different flavors of stuff. So it's not just tobacco, it's like 50 different flavors of tobacco. If you like Marlboros or if you like Camels, they have your flavor. There's menthol, there's mint, you can get cinnamon roll. Why you would want that, I can't imagine, but you can get blueberry bubble gum, which is actually pretty good. So yeah, that's the basics how it works. You have the cartridge, and you can replace this part, and that's where your juice is kept, and you've got the addy and you've got the battery, and that's the basics of a Volcano brand E-cig. And Volcano and Blue are pretty much the same in how they're made. They actually come out of the exact same factory in China. So there. But yeah, it's pretty much all there is to it. You just and that's it. There's no smoke. There's a little bit of water vapor, and it dissipates instantly, and it doesn't stink. In fact, this stuff smells a little bit like vanilla because that's the flavor of the card I've got in here. So that's your basics. You've got the battery, your addy, and the cart. So we'll set that aside. Now, to carry all this around, you need, something. And I just personally carry just this in my key pocket in my jeans, because man jeans have the key pocket right here, and I just stick mine right in there, and it works. It's fine. But if you're out and about, like if I'm out doing a show or something, I bring this, and this is the V-Pack. There's a few different versions of this. Every company has their own V-Pack. If you can find one with the screen on it, those are the best. The Volcano V-Packs are absolutely the best, and they'll work with Blue brand cigarettes, which is cool. So if you buy Blue cigarettes, you can get the Volcano V-Pack, and because the Blue batteries are a little bit better. Now the V-Pack is, here I'll get a flashlight so you can see right down in there. Now you've got 5 spots over here where you can keep your cartridges and stuff. Then you've got 1 spot here where you can keep an extra addy and cartridge, and then 2 spots for a battery, and way down in the bottom there you can see the charging head for a battery. So you can take, when your battery goes dead, you can take it right off of your E-cig and drop it down in there, and it'll screw right in place. So you just twist them in and they screw in, and then you can press, here I'll show you. You screw it right in there like that. Press the button on the pack and you'll see the light flash. And the 5 flashes means that it's charging. So now you know. That's how you know when, because these, you can't like smoke it down to the butt like you do with a cigarette. When you hit the end of one of these, the light on the end will flash like 15, 20 times or something. It's annoying, especially the blue. The blue lights, which you can get in a bunch of different brands, like Volcano has blue lights that you can get. The blue ones are really annoying and bright. Get the red ones. But in there you've got spots for 2 batteries, 5 carts, and an extra cart and addy, like the whole cartridge with an addy on the end of it. And what I do is I've got a vanilla one and I keep a menthol in there because I switch out. It's a nice thing, you can't do with cigarettes, you can change your flavor as often as you like. So that's the basics of the pack. The battery charging station in there will charge about 5 or 6 times, and then you got to recharge it. And down on the bottom, if you just tap the light, you can see it. You tap the bar on the right side and it'll bring up the thing, and that shows you how charged the pack is. So you can recharge these from the pack all the time. You can also get like a USB charger, and you can get a car charger for them and stuff. The pack itself recharges right there by plugging into a standard USB port on your computer. There's also a second thing on the button, which is more annoying than it is useful, but on the bottom there is a little flashlight. Oh, a little flashlight! Yay! I'm a guy who loves flashlights. I carry 3 of them, but this is annoying. And the problem is if you put this in your back pocket, the way the buttons need to be relocated is what they need to do. Is they need to relocate the buttons here, like somewhere under here, put them inside the lid would be best. Because you put this in your pocket and you push the buttons and you turn the flashlight on, it'll burn up your batteries. So that's the downside there. So let's take one apart and see how they look inside, and I might even get I'll grab an addy upstairs and we'll take one apart and show you inside one of those, because I've never had any of this apart beyond what you just saw. So here's a battery, and the battery is good. Oh, well, now the battery's dead. See the blinking thing? There you go. That's what they do when they're dead. They blink a lot. Some really bored person can count those and find out how many, but I think it's like 15 or 20. So there's a little air intake on the side of the light here. I'm going to pop that off. Now, because this is a metal cased battery, I don't know how much I can get it apart, but I'll do what I can. So I'm going to pop off the little thing on the end here. I've made it angry! There we go. Okay, that came right off. All right, and you can see the LED down in there, and a little computer chip. Now I'm going to get an implement. Just grab a little straight blade screwdriver, and we'll see if we can get this apart. Oh, it's angry. So I'm trying to pry it out because I'd like to get it out without destroying it initially. I mean, I think we all know how this is going to end, but I'd like to get a look. Oh, no, there we go. Ah, it's emitting smoke. And it's still blinking. Oh, I've got stuff. It's kind of cool. So there's a little microcontroller right on the end. And I'm trying, because, I've got the whole thing. Awesome. All right, there's the internals. I was hoping it didn't catch or something so that I'd have to cut it open, but that's cool. All right, so here's what's inside it. That's got to be our pressure switch, which is actually pretty cool. And this is blinking like mad. I've really, really pissed it off. So here, you can see, stop a minute and take a look. There's our pressure switch, I think. I'm pretty sure it's a pressure switch. Here's the battery, obviously, the main component. And then there's a little processor controller, which is probably the battery charging controller type thing, because it's a smart battery system. It knows when it's plugged in and whatnot. I need to find the break in the tape. Trying to take this apart as delicately as I can. I've already broken one of the wires. I broke the blue wire. Don't need that. Go away. I'll get the other break in the tape. Cool. See, this is neat. It's an equipment autopsy, but the patient's still alive. All right, now we've got a red end and a black end, so I'm guessing that's positive and that's negative. Now we'll take our blue wire off. The blue wire goes to the switch. The black wire appears to go right to the battery. All right, now the battery is labeled 75,300. 0.30 WH, so that's watt hours, and plus and minus, and then it's labeled in the middle C10911-109. So that's probably the capacity, model number, something, I don't know, maybe a serial number. So we've got the red wire off, so now it's not blinking anymore, and we can get a good look at our little chip thing. That's the controller. I'll try and get some really super zoom in macro mojo on that in a bit. But for now, let's just get the rest of the wire off. Okay, there's our switch. And it's really under. There we go. Okay. So we've got our little controller thing. We've got our air switch, pressure switch thing. We've got our battery. I'm running out of tape here. We're almost there. That one. I think I dropped one on the floor. There is an insane amount of tape holding this together. It's kind of like the first time I built a speaker. You learn that there's a lot of adhesives used in that. You'd be amazed how many different glues are used in making a speaker. There's another piece of tape. The whole world is held together with adhesives. There's another piece of tape. Man. All right, so let's take a look over here. We've got, I don't know if you can see them. Can you get over there? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different pieces of tape on one battery. Guys, now this is all crimped metal foil. I don't know how further I should dig into this. I had a feeling this might be a lithium battery and that digging into this could be hazardous to my health. And given that I've seen some of the fun things that small bits of lithium do when you expose them to lots of humidity, like an August afternoon, I'm just going to leave that together. So there's that part. So that's what we got inside. We've got 11 different pieces of tape in a variety of colors: green, black, yellow, red. All right, that's annoying me. It's my tape of doom. All right, so there's a lot of tape. There's a battery. There's a little circuit there. There's this dingus. Now, when I come back in just a second, we'll take a look inside an Addy and see what those look like. We'll be back. Stay tuned. All right, we're back, and I've got an Addy and cart right there, you can see. So I'm going to take that out of there, and we'll take a look inside, and I'll show you what the carts look like, too. Let's take a look here. Come out. Okay, here's the body of the cart, which is just a little black plastic tube, really. And then inside the cart is that, which is, it's shaped like a D. You can see that there's a flat side on it, right there. And the white doesn't show up on the table, but you can see there's a straight side. And this is a little thing filled down inside with a white polyfill. And we'll do a video upcoming on how you can refill these. But basically this goes in there and it's filled with the juice, and the little cartridge sits way up in the end. And when you put this down over the Addy, it forms a seal at this end. So air coming in has to go around the cartridge to get out. That's why they have the flat side, so the air can get around the cartridge to come out the top. And that's how they work. So let's take a look inside an atomizer. And I've never taken one of these apart, so this will be kind of cool. I'm going to use the battery casing as a holder for it. And see if we can break one apart. It's time for Gerber Ninja! Now, I will very delicately, very gently try and pop this off. Okay, delicately and gently didn't work so well, so now I'm going to refund the damn thing. There we go. Okay, now I can see my two wires in there. You see the two leads down in there? Let's see if we can, there we go. All right, so we've got the housing off. And now we can take the rest of it off. All right, there is the internal construction of an atomizer. You can see the wick up here. You can see the leads and a little plastic housing thing. So let's, how do we get the wick off? There's a little rubber thing there, a little silicone gasket. See, I want to get down into this without damaging the coil with any luck, because best case scenario, I'll be able to fire this up and we'll get to see a coil heat up or something. That'd be really cool if I can do that. Ah, there, okay. You can peel off the wick material and get that out of the way. By the way, the top part of the wick up here is called the bridge. I didn't come up with that term, somebody else did, but they're way awesome for doing it, and we love them. Okay, we'll get that out of the way, and then there's another little silicone thing. And if you look down in there, it's really hard to see, but there's a little coil down in there. It's black, kind of gungy, but that's it. Now, let's take that. My hands are covered in sticky juice. I'll put that on here. Now, I don't know if this is going to work. I've never done this before. This is very much, this is research. Research is what we're doing when we don't know what we're doing. Now I make sure my wires aren't touching. Okay, now if I do this right, we'll, there should be some fluid on there. So let's see if this works. I'm going to blow in the end of the battery. Now zoom in really close. Okay, you ready? Cherry. But yeah, you can see it there. Oh, it went up my nose. Oh. Ah. Oh, it stinks bad. All right. So yeah, that's how it works. And if I get a drop of fluid, maybe we have some down here. I think I remember having a thing of test fluid down here. I don't. I'll be right back. All right, we're back, and I have a thing of the fluid. This is called E-juice, and you can see it right there. This is the cherry flavor, because I refill a lot of my own carts. So I'm going to put a drop of this right in there, just like that. And this should make much better vapor now. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Oh yeah, it smells way better now. So yeah, and the battery's dead. So we've done that, we got it to work. That's the inside of an addy, that's the inside of a battery. We've looked at the whole system now. We've shared, and it's stuck on my battery. Come off. Oh, that's on there, good. Give me that back. There we go, okay. All right, so that's the inside of an addy, a battery, everything. You've seen the whole process behind how an e-cig works, and that's the basics of them. A thing to know if you're getting into e-cigs is that you can get the fluid separately in any flavor you want. And in fact, I'll post a link right there to a place that has like a ton of different flavors. Check that out. Now, one of the things you can do instead of just buying the cartridges, because it gets kind of expensive, their cartridges are way cheaper. They're like $3.50, for a pack of 5, which will last me about 2 days. What you can do is get this for a lot less, and you can drip it right on there like this. Just put a drop right on the wick and put the top back on. Do that, and then they work just like before. And now I have a cherry vanilla cart. Now, the thing to understand is you're still getting nicotine. Okay, this is the important thing to know. These are still just as addictive as cigarettes, but it's a lot. You're not getting the 4,000 other chemicals. It's all the stuff that causes cancer and emphysema and rah. Yeah, these don't have that. What you're getting is water vapor, nicotine, and flavor. That's the only thing that's in these. There's whatever flavor you want. A basic buffer carrier of propylene glycol, which is the same stuff that they use in nebulizers and that. It's a totally inert chemical that's in about 5,000 different things you eat every day. And for me, because I do the lights, 8 milligrams of nicotine per milliliter. So it's not a lot. You can get them up to like 24 and above, which is like, I can't even imagine that. But these aren't candy. These are still smoking. It's still for an adult. But if I can get you guys to quit smoking, that's a good thing. And if I can help one other person out there quit smoking, this worked for me. I tried everything else, couldn't do it. This worked for me. So that's the idea. It's a healthier alternative to smoking. That's the idea. So yeah, that's how they work. That's a look at E-cigs. Send in your viewer emails, your comments, thoughts, ideas, whatever, and we'll check it out. And I'm going to do something really cool with that because that's just neat. I like the whole air pressure switch thing, and I want to play with that and check it out. I think it's a little reed switch. So Kidwell gets back in town, we'll do some electronics mojo on that because he's all about the electronics. All right, so that's a quick look at E-cigs and everything that goes into them. We're going to get a lot of mail on this, I'm sure. I'll do what I can to answer all the questions. You can learn a lot more at like volcanoecig.com. Just get on the internet, do your research, learn what you want to know. But I got a new thing you guys got to check out. We're putting this in all the new videos because people have asked for it. So check this out. Right there. Ha! You can click that and subscribe to this video, to this channel, because we need more subscribers. You guys help. So if you like our videos, if you want us to keep making more videos, subscribe. Okay, it matters to us. It does. It's a personal thing. Now, check this out, because this is where it gets really cool, because we're not just videos. We're actually a real physical place where people like you can come and get involved and build stuff and take things apart and learn how they work and all that. So you can go there. It's a different color too. I do it with my mind. I just fucking focus and You can go there and be a member of the Geek Group. You can join us. Join our robot army. And a really cool thing, you'll notice I'm wearing this nifty shirt, okay? Complete warranty removal service. Now, you can go there and go to our store and get awesome stuff. You can get t-shirts, which you'll see me wearing, the cool t-shirts, and the cool t-shirts that we think up when we're doing the videos and that. Like there's actually a t-shirt with "That's a stepper motor, yo." We've got that. We've got nifty mugs. Look at that here. See? Oh, it's upside down. Geek Group mugs. You know you want one. All the cool kids have it. Oh yeah. You can get these in the Geek Group store, which is right there. So subscribe, become a member, and get cool stuff and show your friends. If you want to help out the Geek Group, these are the 3 best ways to do it. Subscribe and share our videos and post them in other places, because the more people that watch our videos, the more people know about the Geek Group. The more people that know about the Geek Group, the more people are going to get involved. And the more people get involved, the cooler stuff we can do. It's that simple. These 3 things are how you can help and take things to the next level. So it's really awesome. So I'm Chris Bowden with the Geek Group. And you should be with the Geek Group. We'll see you next time. You guys have fun. We'll have more for you later. That's it. I'm done. I stopped talking.
This video was made possible by a grant from the Future Girl Foundation.
This video was made possible by thousands of private donations from members and viewers like you. Please visit thegeekgroup.org for more information on how you can donate and become a part of our dreams of Avalon.